Let's go to multiplication of matrices. Two matrices can be multiplied if they are conformable for multiplication. So let's take a few examples to see, what tells us whether two matrices are conformable for multiplication or not, and if they are conformable, how we can go about and carry out their multiplication. So question 1 here says, determine whether or not each of these are conformable for multiplication and carry out the multiplication where possible. Look at the question very well. You can pause to read or write and join me in doing the multiplication together. And join me in doing the multiplication, So here, these are the questions. We want to carry out the multiplication of matrix A times B. We want to carry out the multiplication of matrices A and B. In the first question here, to do A times B, we write out the matrices beside each other like this. We write out matrices A and B beside each other like this. And we write their orders too down below here. A is a 2 by 2 matrix. B2 is a what? A 2 by 2 matrix. So two matrices can be multiplied if the number of columns in the first one, that is these two, is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. So these two are equal. The number of columns in matrix A is 2. The number of rows in matrix B is also what? 2. So both matrices can be multiplied. So this is the reason two matrices are conformable for multiplication if the number of columns in the first one written is the same as the number of rows in the second one. Now, we have determined that A and B are conformable for multiplication, or that the matrix multiplication AB is possible. Having determined that multiplication is possible, to carry out the multiplication, the first thing we need to write down is the order of our answer. There's another information to pick here. My multiplication will be what? After doing the multiplication of A times B, the order of my answer will be 2 by 2. That means the product will have an order 2 by 2, which means that, the numbers at the end here, tell me the order of my answer, 2 by 2. These ones tell me whether the matrices can be multiplied. And when I find out the matrices can be multiplied, the numbers here tell me my order. So the order of this answer, the multiplication of matrix A times B, is 2 by 2. Now, if the order of my answer is 2 by 2, that means my answer will have 2 rows and what? That means my answer will have 2 rows and 2 columns. If my answer has 2 rows and 2 columns, it means there will be 4 cells. 2 times 2 will give me what? 4. That means there will be 4 cells in my answer. 4 cells in my answer. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how I know my answer will have 2 rows. Let me show you again. This is how I know my answer will have 4 cells. 2 rows, 1, 2, 2 columns, 1, 2. So each of these intersection is a cell. So my answer will have 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see that? Please take note of that. Now, if my answer has 2 rows and 2 columns and has 4 cells, from that, and therefore has 4 cells, it means that my answer will contain elements in cell 1, 1, cell 1, 2, cell 2, 1, and cell what? 2, 2. Cell 1, 1 is the cell in the first row, first column. This is the cell in the first row, second column. This is the cell in the second row, first column. While this is the cell in the second row, second column. So, in this question, it means that cell 1, 1. To get the element in this cell, okay, that's what we should do next. To get the element in cell 1, 1, I'll multiply the first row in matrix A by the first column in matrix B. come with me so we can check. First row in matrix A is what? 2, 3. First column in matrix B is minus 4, 5. So I'll multiply those two to get the value in the first cell in my answer. So this is how we do that multiplication. I'll write the matrices out like this. First row in A times first column in B. And this is how we do the multiplication. I'll do 2 times minus 4, write minus 8, then do 3 times 5. That will give me what? 15. I'll add minus 8 to 15 to get my answer. So my answer is what? 7. That means the product AB we have 7 in the first row and first column. Now to get the element in the first row second column now. To get the element in the first row second column here, this C2, I'll multiply the first row in A, this row, I'll multiply the first row in A by the second column in B. To get the element in the first row second column in my answer, I'll multiply the first row in A by the second column in B. So I'm going to do what? What am I going to do? 2, 3 times 2 minus 6 here. So I'll do 2, 3 times what? 2 minus 6. That means I'm going to do 2 times 2 and add my answer to 3 times minus 6. Take note of those arrangements. 2 times 2 plus 3 times what? Minus 6. So whatever I get for each bracket will be added like this. 4 plus minus 18. What will 4 plus minus 18 give me? That's 4 minus 18, which is what? Minus 14. That's the element in the first row second column in my answer. So third, I'll go ahead now and find the element in the second row first column in my product. What element is in the second row first column, C21, in my product? That cell. To get the answer in this cell, I'll multiply the second row in A by the first column in B. So I'll come here and multiply the second row in A by the first column in B. That means I'm doing what? 4, 5 times minus 4, 5. So that means I'm doing 4, 5 times minus 4, 5. 4, 5 times what? Minus 4, 5. This is very easy to do. I'll just do 4 times minus 4. Get minus 16. Then do 5 times 5. Get plus 25. And add my answers for each of these brackets. So that gives me 9. 9 will be the element. 9 will be the value in the second row first column, or the element in the second row first column. Let's go ahead and do the last one. So check your matrix well. I'm looking for the element in the second row second column in my answer. I'll multiply the second row in A by the second column in B to get 4 times 2. I'll get 8. Then add my answer to what? 5 times minus 6. I also do 5 times minus 6. Get my answer. Add this answer to this answer. That's 8 plus minus 30. That will give me minus 22. So that means my product AB of the two matrices will be 7, 9, minus 22, and let me quickly check what's in the first row second column, and minus 14. So minus 14 will be here. Minus 14. That ends my multiplication. Take note. Amen. That's the end of my multiplication, AB.